The only toad species endemic to Puerto Rico is the Puerto Rican crested toad. This toad is distinguished by its upturned snout and rough skin that feels like it's covered in stones, as well as the bony crests over its huge, golden eyes. Females have coarser, dull brown skin and more noticeable crests than males, who are olive green with pads on their thumbs. The Puerto Rican crested toad is semi-fossorial, which means it burrows or digs underground on occasion. Crab burrows, spider lairs, and nest holes made by little Caribbean birds known as toadies are among the best hiding places for the crested toad. It can also scale up to over 18 inches to openings in limestone casts, which is impressive considering its size. When the toad wants to hide from predators, it can fit into narrow rock cracks that are less than 2 inches tall and 2 inches broad. The Puerto Rican crested toad is a carnivorous amphibian that eats a range of arachnids and insects, including ants, beetles, crickets, and spiders. Tadpoles aren't discriminating eaters, eating algae, dead scorpions, and even dead tadpoles, if they aren't consumed first by invasive species that feed on Puerto Rican crested toad tadpoles. The subtropical dry woodlands of Puerto Rico are perfect for tadpoles who survive to maturity. Wild Puerto Rican crested toads can only be found in or near Guanica Commonwealth Forest in the island's south. Despite living at heights ranging from sea level to 164 feet, the toad prefers to spend the most of its life underground, alone. Although the Puerto Rican crested toad is solitary by nature, numerous toads will assemble once a year to procreate. When, on the other hand, is a little more difficult. The breeding season varies from year to year and is determined by the weather. Rainfall causes leks, which are transient shallow puddles of water that are suitable for toad eggs. Rainfall of at least 4 inches is required for mating, and higher rainfall attracts more individuals to the breeding grounds. Male crested toads may travel up to 2 kilometers to the pools if the rain is really severe. On the other side, if there isn't enough rain, there may not be any mating that year. Males croak to attract females as they arrive at their mating sites. A female crested toad may lay up to 15,000 eggs in a single day, which hatch into tadpoles. Those that survive predation or habitat damage reach the metamorphosis stage, where they transform into toadlets, in 18 to 24 days. However, only around 99% of crested toad eggs survive to maturity. From 1931 through 1967, when a colony was discovered in northern Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican crested toads were assumed to be extinct. The Puerto Rican crested toad is now classified as severely endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Only 1,000 to 3,000 adult toads are thought to persist in the wild, according to scientists. Habitat competition with invasive cane toads, which also devour Puerto Rican crested toad tadpoles and toadlets, is a threat to the Puerto Rican crested toad's existence. Cats, crabs, dogs, herons, lizards, mongooses, and rodents are among the crested toad's many predators. Agriculture and urban development have resulted in the draining and loss of lek breeding ponds, contributing to the toad's decline. Natural calamities such as storms and drought, which destroy crucial habitats and hinder mating gatherings, are also a concern. Captive breeding programs are one of the conservation initiatives for the Puerto Rican crested toad. The crested toad was the first amphibian to be included in the American Zoological Association's Species Survival Plan, which was established in 1984. SSP. Breeding and reintroduction activities are still being collaborated on by zoos and government agencies. More than 300,000 tadpoles have been successfully raised by SSP partners, many of which are being monitored in artificial ponds in Puerto Rico. In vitro fertilization produced the first crested toad in 2019.